Hello fellow yogis, my name is Tobi and today we have a nice and fun little handstand flow. We get upside down quite a lot in those coming 25 minutes, so be prepared for that. Come onto the mat and arrive in that moment. Enjoy the quietness, take some meaningful breaths here. Be completely with you. Slowly open your eyes. Come onto hands and knees and then walk forward with your arms and come into puppy pose. Your head and your chest are hanging through your arms, pulling you closer to the ground to open up your shoulders a bit. Your hips are over your knees. And your hands are pressing down firmly into the ground. Try to sink down deeper and deeper. And then release. Bring your knees all the way to the front. Roll over your chins. And come back onto the ground with your back and your head. Lay down, touch your feet with your fingertips. Push both feet firmly into the ground and then slowly start to lift your hips and keep your pelvis tucked. Your core is engaged. Don't go into a hollow back position here. Try to really squeeze your butt and tuck your pelvis here. Release. Take a moment and then again higher your hips to the sky, but tuck your pelvis. Don't come into hollow back here. Really engage your core, your glutes, and hold. And release. Have your legs straight up to the sky and try to reach your feet with your fingers for 1, 2, 3, come down, 4, high and down, 5 and down, 6 and down, 7 down, 8, try to touch your feet and release. Cross your hands behind your head and then lower your left foot and higher both legs in an L-shaped up and down, swing up and down, up and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And stop and switch legs. Left leg to top, right leg down and swing up and down, up and down, up and down. Engage your core here for 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Push your feet to the front of your mat and come into Navasana. Hold here. Core still engaged. Lower back is pressing into the ground. Hold. And then release everything. Pull your knees to the chest and rock up. And come into a down dog. With your hands pressing firmly into the ground. Your legs are getting accustomed to this pose. Feel the pose get static. And then walk your feet back on your mat and your hands totally to the front of your mat and come into a very long plank. Have your eyes on your feet behind you, core engaged, glutes are working here. Hands are pressing hard into the ground. And you have a long body. Come forward and then bring your forearms to the ground as parallel as possible for Dolphin Pose. Your back is straight, your chest is pulling to your feet, Your hands are pressing down into the ground to open up your shoulders and strengthen them at the same time. Hold here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then push up and come into your down dog again. Starting to flow, so lift your right leg up to the sky, bring it to your chest, step to the front, and come up high into a lunge pose. Try to bring your left knee as close to the ground as possible and your right knee as much forward as you can. Come up again, bring both hands to the ground, step back into your three-legged dog, and then roll up halfway to the front, set down your right foot and jump off your right foot and come up into a handstand. Maybe just a handstand hop or a total handstand, doesn't matter. Other side, left leg up, step to the front, come up, high lunge, sink down to the ground and to the front, come up again, bring your hands down to the ground, step back in a three-leg dog, bring your knee to your chest, roll halfway up, set your left foot down and jump up into a handstand or just in a kick up. Bring both legs back to the mat and then sink your butt down to your feet and jump through your arms to the front of your mat. Bring your legs up for Navasana and sink down, Adho Navasana, come up, Adho Navasana, come up, Adho Navasana and come up, and down, and up, and down, up, down, course working, down, up, down. Cross your legs, roll to the front and step back into your down dog. You know the flow, so let's keep flowing. Right leg high to the sky, step forward, come up in high lunge. Try to sink down as far as you can. Come up again, bring both hands to the ground, three-legged dog, then roll halfway up, set your right foot down and jump off your right foot and try to come into a handstand or just a handstand hop. Other side, from your down dog, step with your left foot to the front, come up, high lunge, sink down, come up again, bring your hands down to the ground, step back into a three-legged dog, bring your knee to your chest, roll halfway up, jump up from your left foot, maybe you land in a handstand or you're just kicking up, bring both feet down again and come to your down dog. And then jump to the beginning of your mat. Come back into Adho Navasana, Navasana, Adho Navasana, Navasana, down, up, down, up, down, up. Core is on fire, but you are still working. Cross your legs, come to the front, step back into your down dog. And we're attempting this flow one more time. Right leg up to the sky, step to the front, long lunge, come up, sink down as far as you can, pop up again, bring your hands down, knee to your chest, roll halfway up, and then jump or float into your handstand and come down again. Other side, left leg up, step to the front, long lunge, arms to the sky, sink down as good as possible, come up again, hands to the ground, three-legged dog, and then roll halfway up and jump off your left foot and come into a handstand or just a kick up. Bring both legs down again, step back to your down dog and jump to the front of your mat onto your bum. Last time, Navasana, Adho Navasana, up and down, up and down, up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And roll to the front of your mat again, step back into your down dog, and let's continue. In tiny steps, walk to the front of your mat, to your hands. Let yourself hang down here. Release some tension in your lower back. And then slowly roll up your spine, bring your hands to the sky, belong here, and lean back a bit. Bring your hands to your heart, Tadasana. Arms up again and then dive down to your feet. Step your right foot back onto the mat. Sink down with your right knee to the ground. Bring your arms up for Anjali Asana. Open up your hips and your lower back here. Arms are pulling straight to the sky. And then lean back to Adha Hanumanasana. Fall over your left leg, your left foot is pushing into the ground. Your left hip is pulling back and your low back is relatively straight. Then pull your left foot towards you and try to come into a handstand from this crouching position. Maybe you need 1 or 2 attempts or just jump into it and come out of it again. We meet at the front of the mat again. Awesome. Now step the left foot back long. Come up in Anjali Asana, bring the arms to the sky. Hold here for a second. Take a breath here. And then bring your hands down to the ground and lean back in Adha Hanumanasana. Your upper body is folding over your right leg. Your lower back is straight as possible. And your right hip is pulling backwards. Enjoy the stretch here. And then slowly pull your right foot towards you and attempt a handstand from this crouch position. Anyways, we meet at the top of the mat again. Come halfway up, fold all the way down and roll all the way up. Bring your hands over your head and then center them in front of your heart and fall down again to your feet. Halfway up, bring your hands to the ground, step back with your right foot and come up in Anjali Asana. Hands to the sky. Bring the hands to the ground, fold back into Adha Hanumanasana, half split. Hold, then release, pull your foot towards you and attempt a handstand from this low position. Maybe 1 attempt, maybe 2 attempts, or just a kick up. And we meet at the top of the mat again. Awesome. Halfway up, all the way down, and step back with your left foot. And come up into Anjali Asana again. Hands all the way down again and come into your half split. Maybe you recognize you can fall down a little bit deeper now. You release some tension in your back leg. And when you're ready, pull your right foot again towards your body. Put your hands down and kick up into a handstand and hold if you can. Bring your feet down to your mat, come halfway up, fold all the way down and roll all the way up to stand. Hands to your heart. Wave up again and then dive down to your feet and come into a squat position at the back of your mat. From here we open up the hips a bit, so push your hands in one another and your upper arms are pushing in your inner legs to open up the hips a bit more. Sit down your right hand to the ground in front of you and wave your left arm up to the sky into a twist in your squat position. Hold, belong here. Your hand is pulling up to the sky. And then bring the left hand down, set it down. And the right arm is going up and you twist into this squat position. Right hand is going down, left arm is going up. Be long, be twisted. Enjoy this relief in your spine. Other arm, right arm is going up, left hand is pushing into the ground. Bring both arms to the ground. Bring both arms to the ground in front of you. Push your hips up and then make little jumps to your hands. Push your hips up or make a bigger jump and come forward to your hands. Maybe you can also roll up, put in some flow time here, and then step back to your mat when you're on the front of your mat. Push your hands down, bring your hips and your legs up. With a big or low jump, maybe you can float a bit here. Try to get some hang time. And when you're at the front of the mat, push your hips up into a forward fold from your squat and bring your bum down again to your feet, up and down, up, really press and down. Good for your hip mobility. And come down, press up and down and up and come down and release. Sit your bum down behind you, shake out your legs. It can be really intense. Have your legs a bit spread apart, but not too far, and lean forward. Your hands are resting between your legs. You're stretching out your lower back and your hamstrings. And sink in here for a second. Roll up, grab your legs, and we're coming back to the mat in a squat position. Push your hands into the ground in front of you and try to roll up your hips into a handstand. Maybe you jump first. As you can see here, just jump off your feet. Try to get the hip over your shoulders and over your wrists into a line. Or maybe you can roll up a bit more. Try to go as far as you can, and maybe you can roll up into a handstand completely. Just keep going. Super movement to build strength, to build stability, to get a bit secure here, to build trust, to hold a handstand, and to come up into it. Awesome. Sit down. Those can be very tough. Release your hands, push the backs of your hands into the ground, and swing from side to side. Turn your hands so the fingers are pointing to the back of the mat, and then release. We are moving on to the wall now. So set your fingers close to the wall, but not too close. And then slowly kick up into the wall, and we are holding this for around half a minute. Really push into your hands, push your shoulders out of the socket as far as you can, so be as straight as possible. Don't sink too much into the wall. Try to have a distance with your body from the wall. Maybe you can look to the floor behind you or just under you. And then release. You made it through the first round. Awesome. Rest in a yogi squat here for a second before we attempt the other round. That's about it. Bring the hands to the wall again and kick up into the wall and hold in your handstand. Really press your shoulders as high as you can. Protract your shoulders and hold. And hold. Super important to build strength in your shoulders, in your core, and your whole body to hold a handstand longer and be more secure here. Release and come back to your mat. Awesome job. On your mat, lay down on your belly. Straighten both arms to both sides of your mat like a T. And then roll onto your right side. Your left foot is coming behind your right leg and you twist open into your shoulder to release some build-up tension there. Your right hand is pushing into the ground. And then release, come to the middle and twist to the other side. Right foot over your left knee. The left hand is pushing into the ground and you are twisting into your left shoulder. Breathe slow and deeply, release the tension. And then come back to the middle. Have your right arm now like a cactus, so in an angle, and roll onto the right side again. This can be a bit more intense than the stretch before, so be careful, but super nice to release some tension in your chest. Come to the middle, cactus the arm on the left side, and roll on to the left side to release also tension in your left chest. Come to yourself again. Then release, come to the middle, push yourself up into a tabletop position. Press the outer edge of your right hand to the left corner of your mat and then lay your body down to the mat. Feel a stretch in your right latissimus and your shoulder region. Try to push your hips back to the mat to get some more tension or stress relief here in your side. Switch sides. Outer edge of your left hand to the right corner of your mat. And then lay yourself a bit down to the ground. The left hand is really pushing into the ground. Your hip is pulling backwards to intensify the whole stretch. And then release here too. Jump onto your bum. Lay your back down to the ground. Your feet are coming close to your bum. And come up into a bridge pose and try to grab your ankles with your hands and pull yourself a bit deeper into this bridge pose to open your heart and your whole front body a bit more. Hold, push up to the sky, get deeper into this pose. Breathe deeply and then slowly release. Let the soles of your feet touch. Your knees are falling to each side of your mat. Have one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Feel the heat of your body. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Feel the calming effect that the focus on your breath is bringing you. And if you would like to, you can stay in this pose for your Shavasana as long as you want to. Thanks a lot for practicing with me, for spending time with me on the mat. Namaste. Peace out, your Tobi. See you next time.